What's up, passionate Pokemon players? I'm Ryan, and we're here for another episode of the Hawks Pokemon Nest. I'm excited today, as you could probably tell, but I'm always excited, but this one extra excited. You know, I love doing these decks. Anyway, so we're going to get into our next deck profile. This one is going to be an Alakazam deck. We're going to add the new Alakazam cards from Mega Evolution to a pretty similar concept to another Alakazam deck that I did a while back, maybe a year ago now. Who knows? It's been a while. So we're going to get into each card in the deck, why I included the strategy, strengths, and weaknesses, and how to play that deck. Then we'll go through the other cards to consider swapping in. Alright, now here's the deck list up on the left-hand side, and of course the deck list as well. The full deck list, this is the simplified one, but the full kind of exportable deck list is going to be in the description. So the deck, for the most part, is really, built around this Alakazam, and this concept. Originally came out in the 151 set. This one I'm showing is the Paldean Fake Shiny version, so that's always nice. Mind Jack you can use. It's kind of more to use in a pinch, or usually if I want to finish games off. 90 damage plus 30 more for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon, so we could hit for about 240. No, what? Yeah, 240. So that's not bad. Dimensional Hand's only hitting for 120, but it can be used even if the Pokemon is on your bench. So that's what I really like about that there. Now, then from there, we're going to wanting to be using Mimikyu in the active spot, especially right now. I'm just seeing everybody's loving their EX Pokemon, not only just EX, but Mega Pokemon, right? Everybody wants their Mega Pokemon. They're out there, they're buff, they're beefy, but they can't hurt Mimikyu, as buff and beefy as they are. So we want to keep this guy in the active spot, and then be able to just use that there. A lot of times, too, I'm going to put energy. I'm going to put Ghost Eye on this bad boy first, especially if I see that my opponent is not going to be attacking me either, because I really want to kind of take my time in the Evos and not use the rare candies and build up my hand, right? We've got Kadabra, which is what I really like and what really helps this deck. Now it gives us a draw engine as we are evolving. You know, before I was using the Natu and Xatu engine, but it's taking up spots in the deck, so this gets me a little bit more efficient with my cards. Once during your turn, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve, draw 2 cards. So not bad at all, right? Then from there, we also have the Alakazam card. And this one's similar here. Once during your turn, when you play this Pokemon to evolve, draw 3 cards. So when we evolve him, we're able to hit that for 3. So even better, right? And he even has Powerful Hand. Put 2 damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon for each card in your hand. So this one's kind of one as well that we can use in a pinch. It only costs 1 energy, which is what I like. So if he does get into the active spot, all you need is 1 energy, put that in hand, and we're good to go. So I like to kind of have 1 and 1 on the bench of the EX and the regular, and then decide, like, what am I going to need from there? What's depending on how my opponent's going. Then, of course, the other Pokemon is going to be Abra. All right, and it's funny because I just had to, like, redo this whole section because I realized I had Nest Ball in there, and I'm like, oh, I have Nest Ball because, you know, I've got a Pokemon that's got over 70, and I'm like, wait, no, I sure don't. So I have to swap it in. Anyway, we've got 4 Poffins in there. We've got 4 Earthen Vessels. I think the Earthen Vessels are really nice. Just a really nice card to put in there. We only have 8 energy. If you look down on the deck list, you'll see that. So it's a little bit unreliable to just rely on just drawing them alone, so we want to get that in there. It also is a nice card, when you're searching for energies for other reasons, or just searching, you're losing a card or coming out. So this one we discard 1, so we're going in at 0. I do like to keep that hand size high. Night Stretcher, give me my 4 Night Stretchers. 4 is tried and true, especially because it's a draw engine. Like, where if they knock out my Alakazam, I'm going to get the Kadabra right off bench. Hopefully I've got an Abra there, and we're good to go, right? Pokégear 3.0 is the other one that I'm debating if I want it or not. I'm kind of thinking I want to swap out for another card that I'll mention, but it's done well because it does give me the options of, like, do I need an Arven? Do I need a Lillie's Determination? Or a Boss's? So I like the Pokégear. I'm running it at 3. Prime Catcher is what I think is, like, the perfect card for this deck. In a deck where we want to be able to swap Pokemon and swap in opponents' Pokemon. I don't think in this case I want to really consider any other ace spec, but you know, you can think about other things too. Rare Candy, this one, initially I was trying to play this without, but sometimes if my opponent just really catches me slipping knowing that I don't have a Rare Candy, then they can just focus on getting rid of my Abras faster than I can evolve. So, I threw in 3 of them. I took out Artisan for it, actually, which I was playing Nest Balls. I don't think I need Artisan, like, at all with the Buddy-Buddy Poffin in there. Then Arven. I want my 4 Arvens because we are playing a couple tools in here, and then getting the item that we need is always a key thing. I love Arven. I'm going to be sad when he rotates because he's probably like my most used trainer. Boss's Orders. What do I always put? Tried and True 3. And then Lillie's Determination. This one is just too good of a card, especially when we're trying to get like giant hand sizes. Like if my hand size is starting to run a little bit low, boom, shuffle and draw 6 to 8. Especially if I'm able to get a couple of my Abras on bench. I don't have the Kadabras in hand. Pretty good chance I'm going to draw at least one of them. So this thing can just like get my hand size to be out of control, to be quite honest. And then our air balloons. Oh man, I love these air balloons coming back. So we're going to throw these air balloons on any of our Abra, Abra evolution lines, right? And then, so this one's an interesting one that I like, Gravity Gemstone. Now, I love me some Gravity Gemstone because I'm going to put this on my Mimikyu. I want to put this on my Mimikyu, and we are going to help at least make it a little bit harder for our opponent to retreat. You know, they're going to have to use a switch card or something to do so, or sacrifice some energy. I'm not retreating my Mimikyu, so I don't really care. People are trying to get him out of the active spot, so I don't really think the one energy more really does much for that. And then 8 basic psychic energies. Strategy, strengths, and weaknesses of the deck. Really, as I mentioned throughout, we're just Mimikyu into our active spot for the most part. I mean, really, it's just what you want to do. Even if Mimikyu gets KO'd, then, you know, that's fine. Unless your opponent, I guess, is just doing a single prize deck throughout, then you can go ahead and throw in your Alakazam EX. Where is he at? EX, because you know, he's got 310 HP, so I guess that's cool. But you know, we like throwing him in. Evolve to draw, you know, evolve from Kadabra, evolve to this guy Alakazam, all that good stuff. And then attack with the EX is what we usually want to do, right? The strengths, really good draw power. We've got Alakazam, we've got Kadabra, just drawing as we're evolving, like in a natural game state, which is nice. And it's a low energy, right? Super Cybolt only costs, no, I'm sorry, Powerful Hand only costs 1. Dimensional Hand only costs 2, and we can get it from the bench, so he's kind of protected as we go. Even if you want to attack with the Mimikyu, also only 2. Weaknesses though, pretty low damage, okay? We're going to be attacking for only 120. This one can do some damage, but I mean, even think about it. 2 damage counters for each card in your hand. I'm not really getting over 10 cards in hand that often, at least with this build. I'm sure that there might be some other builds to help you get there, but this is not really doing that, okay? So we're not going to be hitting for that much with that. You know, it's 10 cards in hand. We could hit for 200, which is pretty good. But it's not anything to really write home about, but it's pretty good from a one prizer. Okay, there's lots of dark right now. What I mean by that, there's a lot of decks that are playing dark Pokemon right now, especially now we've got the Mega Gengar. You know, there's Absols I'm seeing a lot of. There's just a lot of dark decks, which these guys are weak against, so that's an issue. And what they're going to do a lot of times is just boss this guy up, one-shot him if it's a dark deck. We've still got Charizards to deal with, all kinds of stuff. So those are the games that I'm not having a lot of fun when I play, but, you know, at least they have to boss up usually. And then the draw is based on evolution, so we don't just have like a draw on our bench. And it also means like at some point, like we're just going to run out of evolutions to get. We've got 4 that we're going to do. I mean, we do have potentially more because of our Night Stretchers if they get any of these guys KO'd, but, you know, that's where we're at. Other cards to consider. This is another one where I really struggled to find any other cards. I really like what the deck is. I mean, let me know in the comments if you think there are some other cards I just kind of should be thinking about or maybe could include. But Artisan was the first one just to really like quickly get our bench going. I think, again, I thought of this, honestly, when I was going with nest balls for some dumb reason. So I don't think this is quite as necessary anymore, but, you know, it still could be something to consider. You know, still could be something to consider. Then we've got the Strange Timepiece. I mean, this was kind of made for this deck. To devolve, right? Devolve one of your evolved psychic Pokemon by putting any number of evolution cards on it into your hand. And I kind of like that it's any number of. So you can go from that full-on Alakazam down 2, and then that Pokemon can't re-evolve this turn, which is fine. It's something to think about. I don't really see it as necessary. I kind of tried it out without it first, and then I'm doing just fine without it. Now, the last one, I couldn't find an English version of this card. It's Dawn. This one is out in the like the pre-con decks, which I'm not sure which one, if it's the Mega Gengar or I don't even remember what the other one is. I should know that, but anyway, basically what this card does is you're gonna search your deck for a basic stage 1 and a stage 2 Pokemon. So I'd basically be able to pull the full evolution line of the Kadabras, Alakazams, Abras, all of them. So it's a pretty good card in that regard. In fact, I should just bring it up here. I don't know if I can really show it too well. Let me just add it to the deck, and then we'll put it that way. You can see what it's really like. Let's go in here, Dawn. Let's see if I can pull it. We'll just add it. It's gonna be on. Now it's going to tell me your deck is not legal now. That's fine. Alright, yeah, this is much better. Let's do that. Okay, here's Dawn. Search your deck for a basic, a stage 1, and a stage 2 Pokemon. Yeah, so just as I noted. Now, this is the one that I was considering taking out the Pokégear for, but I haven't really had that much trouble finding them, so I think it's pretty cool. It's going to help with that. It could be one to really think about using this one, and maybe we don't use the Lillie's Determination, and then we use the Strange Timepiece to try to really get that hand manipulation. I don't think so. But those are really it. And that's going to do it for this episode of the Hawks Pokemon Nest. Hope you enjoyed that profile for the Alakazam deck. I think it's a pretty fun deck, but we're going to take it to the test later in the week, and that'll come out on Halloween. Woo! It's kind of a scary deck, right? I considered this one or the Mega Gengar deck, but maybe we'll do Mega Gengar next week, because that one's also a fun deck. But anyway, if you like what you saw, hit that subscribe button, become part of the Hawks Nest. We're a fearless flock out here of fabulous folks who love to do what we love. I'm enjoying making these videos. I'm excited we're actually getting into pre-release season as well for Phantasmal Flames, and you know, as a big Charizard fan, I love that. They need to make a Blastoise centered set too. You know, I'd go crazy over that one. Give me a Mega Blastoise set, but we probably won't, because, you know, Blastoise is Blastoise. But anyway, we got plenty more content coming, not comment, but until then, we'll see you next time.